Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is Nick and this is a 2S LGBTQIA safe space. Back for another thrift haul. I know it's been like a lot longer than I said it was gonna be, but things are a little like sort of like that right now around here, so yeah, but I have like a lot of stuff and I'm ready to share it with you today. So here we go. This is a thrift haul, and as usual, everything that I'm showing you I've already styled into outfits, so I will put them here or here or here and here or alternate or something like that. I don't know, whatever I feel like. We're gonna start off strong with this super amazing coat, which literally like it makes me feel so cool every time I put it on. Like I just feel cool. And so I got this one at Mission Thrift, and I actually, because I go there like quite frequently, even just like as something to do to just look around if I'm not buying anything, I saw this and it was $20, which, as we know, that is out of my price range. I will sometimes spend more than $10 on a coat or a jacket, but this is more like I would spend that on a jacket that's like my daily like warm winter coat type situation, where it's like a good, really good quality, like warm, like a good coat, you know. But for like just a fashion jacket that I'm gonna wear occasionally, I'm not gonna spend that much on it. So I looked at it, I was like, oh, that's really cute, it's my size, but that's fine, it's not meant to be, I'll just leave it here. And then when Thorne and I went back to get their like stuff for their Halloween costume, it was still there, and it happened to be the tag color that was 50% off that day. So
oh, don't be ridiculous, Andrea. Everybody wants this.
Because I have some like points, some money that I could spend. So this ended up being $8. So it was like, yeah. And Thorin, even my 11-year-old was like, Mom, you have to get that coat because it's just so cool. So, also, like, it looks like someone just, maybe they just tried it on and didn't like the way it fit or something and didn't want to send it back, because it's in perfect condition. Like, yeah, definitely a score. And every time I wear it, not only do I feel cool, but like other people compliment me and really like this jacket. So, yeah, I got lucky with that one. So maybe it was meant to be. Just gonna throw that over there. Another jacket that I got is this denim jacket. This was also out of my normal price range, but I didn't buy it when I was like out thrifting. My sister and Thorne and I went to a Pride event, and this was at one of the vendor booths, and I had like saved up some money that I was going to spend there, and so it was $15, but they also gave me a coupon when I bought it, so that's exciting. And it's just a light wash. It's kind of like a mix between a denim jacket or jean jacket, and a shirt. Like, it's sort of interesting. And yeah, I really love that. So that was an exciting find for me. Even though I had to carry it around for like the whole rest of the day, that was fine. It was worth it. I guess I could have walked back to the van, but it was like super far, and yeah, I wasn't about to do that. So what else do I have that's sort of like jackety? I have this housecoat robe. It's vintage, probably, like, judging by the colors, it's like 70s. You can see it's got that like reddish brown color. All the browns, you know. And I haven't really quite, even though I put this in an outfit and like it was okay, but like it could be better. Like I haven't quite found the right items to style this with yet. But when I do, make no mistake, it will be amazing. And okay, so I actually don't remember how much I paid for this. It was definitely under $10, and I got it at Value Village. But I had to go to Value Village because Thorin needed some indoor like gym shoes for school, and as I have mentioned before, Value Village is kind of the best thrift to get things like that from because they just have like more of a selection. So it's easier to find like your size, something that's comfortable. And we did a little switcheroo on the shoe tags, so don't tell anyone, but yeah, I'm not above doing that. I'm not gonna pay like $20 or $25 for anything at Value Village, quite frankly. So yeah. And then I have another robe that I got, and this is in one of my previous thrift haul videos, but I hadn't styled this one yet. And again, I styled this, but I wasn't like quite happy with the vibe of that outfit. You'll see, but like, yeah, I think it could be better, so I will try it again a few times and see what I can come up with. But yeah, this was $3. The cat, because I'm gesturing, the cat, stop. The cat's laying over here and he keeps grabbing my hand every time. I don't know if you can see that. He keeps grabbing my hand. Why? Anyway. So there's that one. That came from Resource Thrift Store. My main thrift store is Mission Thrift, just because their prices are the best. I can pretty much always find items in the 50% off tag colors, and they are more like clothing heavy than like furniture and other wares. So, and then Resource Thrift is the other like small local thrift store that I go to, and they have more like furniture and other items than clothing, and I'm more of like a clothing girly, so I tend to like hit up Mission Thrift most often. Then I've got this men's cardigan. and I paid $5 for this. It was not 50% off, but I've been looking for cardigans like this in a size that will fit the way I want it to for quite a long time. So I was okay with spending $5 and not waiting till it was 50% off. Like, this is just has been one of my go-tos since I was like about 15 years old, is like an old man sweater with a skirt and some combat boots or some Converse, or like a graphic t-shirt, like a weird graphic t-shirt, an old man sweater, and some pleated tweed pants and my Converse, or like just like a kind of eclectic sort of old man slash grunge girl vibe that I really like. And I'm still doing it like almost 20 years later. So yeah, so I was really excited to find this sweater. And I don't think it's actually vintage because the suede feels like it's faux suede, if I'm being honest, but it has a very vintage look to it. It is Pronto Uomo. I've never seen that brand before, but yeah. So there's that sweater. I am not playing with you. Actually, he doesn't think I'm playing. He's mad. It's because I'm sitting on his couch. And this is like his little... Usually we don't sit out here. This is basically like the cat's couch. Like, and he kind of gets a little annoyed when people come and sit on his couch sometimes. So, but I was here first. I got this really, really interesting, cool blouse, button up. And it's kind of like a bat sleeve. Is that what we called them? That's what we called them when I was a teenager. It's got all these different prints on it. And look, there's like a horse. There's some deer. There's like this little house. It's just so cool. I cannot read this brand. Maybe someone else can tell me what that is. Sorry. This was $2.50. Oh my god, look, there's like a river. Anyways, it's so pretty and interesting. I'm not really a fan of the cut of it. Just if I just like put it on and button it up or whatever, just the way it is. But I did style this tucked, and I also styled it like tied in the front, so more like cropped type situation. And it looks pretty cute that way, so there's that. This skirt, which was, I'm pretty sure I showed you guys in my sewing projects video, because it has this like long piece on the side that I still, if I'm being honest, I'm still not sure how I feel about that, but I wore it this week and I just kind of tucked that into the waistband, so it was like that. like it's cool and interesting. I'm not really like an asymmetrical skirt dress girly like I was when I was a teenager, because that was very in the like the early 2000s. That was a big thing, and I had quite a few like I had some like really cute asymmetrical skirts in the early 2000s. Like I wish I still had my clothes. I had some really cute stuff. But yeah, I think this was $5. It has a really, like, it's pretty cheaply made. It has a cheap lining, and the lining is very silky, so when I put it on with like pantyhose or tights underneath, it just like would ride up, because obviously I have like a sizable bum. So I just cut up the seam so that it has a slit on both sides. How immodest of me. But yeah. And then I just stitched the seam back up so that there's more room for my bum. Like the outside leaves lots of room for my bum, but the lining didn't leave any room for my bum. So there's that. There's this skirt, which actually has literally been sitting in my drawer for like probably 2 years now. Usually when I go thrifting, like I never try anything on. Unless I was spending like a lot of money on something and I was buying it like brand new, I would try it on. But when I go thrifting, I don't try anything on. Most places don't have changing rooms anymore anyways, but I never was like the person who would go into the fitting room and try everything on. Probably there's a little bit of fitting room trauma in there somewhere. You know, if like you're a plus size girl, you probably know what I'm talking about. When I was growing up, there weren't like a lot of plus size options, or even like places where you could get plus size clothes that were like cute and fun and like trendy or whatever, which is not something that I really care about anymore. But just there was a really serious lack of options, and so a lot of times I would end up going to like straight size stores and then end up in the fitting room with just like something that I really wanted to fit me well and look cute and like be cute, because I was like young and whatever, and it just turned out really badly for me. So that like sinking, disappointing feeling sort of stays with you. But yeah, I still don't try things on, and it's not for that reason. Like I really could care less anymore. If I put something on and it doesn't fit me, it's like has nothing to do with me. It's just the clothes, right? So yeah, anyways, and I'm pretty good at like looking at something and knowing what's gonna fit me and what's not gonna fit me. Like I typically, everything I bring home fits, and if it doesn't, it's just like a small little, you know, like just slightly ill-fitting that I can just alter it or whatever. But this skirt, for whatever reason, I was absolutely positive was gonna fit me, and it's like a 90s wrap skirt. It's very cute. Classic 90s fabric, classic 90s cut and print, and just like something that my mom would have owned when I was a kid, and I love that. So yeah, but it didn't fit. So way too small. And it's been sitting in my drawer for years, but I've been on like a huge sewing kick lately. So I just thought maybe I might make it into something else, and I'm still like somewhat on the fence about whether I'm gonna leave it like this or not. But I wore it this week, and it looks really good. So like it looks really cute, and yeah, I looked like super hot. But I just changed where the buttons are. So instead of it like being like this, it's like this. So I just took the existing, it was already missing a button. I just took the existing button off. I moved it there. I salvaged a button from something else and put another button there. So now the overlap is like 5 inches, 4 or 5 inches maybe. And it's more of like a skirt with a really high slit, but still closed enough to like feel like comfy, you know what I mean? For me at least. And it just looks great. And because I bought it like 2 years ago, 2 years ago, I can't remember how much I paid for it. Probably $5, because that would be like pretty on brand for me. But and then I got these pants, and I got these at Mission Thrift. They were not 50% off, they were $5. They're the brand Divided, which I think comes from H&M. They're wide leg. They have pockets. They're super comfy. I try to stay away from white just because yeah, I don't have I will probably never stain any of the black clothing that I have, like ever. I'll never get a stain on it. I'll never drop food on it. And the second that I put on something light is when I'm gonna fucking drop something on myself. So I try and stay away from white. But because I have like my outside clothes and then my ADHD, autism, sensory friendly, I wouldn't say, like, most of my clothes are sensory friendly if I'm being honest, but like I just have like certain clothes that are just like feel exactly right on my body. And I wear them like to death basically. So I have like inside clothes and outside clothes. So yeah, I was like, okay, I'll get those white pants because I'm just gonna wear them out of the house. I'll go like grocery shopping or school pickup or whatever I do, and then just come home and change out of them. So the chances of me fucking them up is pretty low, but you know, it could happen. Then I got this skirt, which is very cute. It's like not a circle skirt, but maybe like a half circle. The brand is Rewind. No idea where that comes from. This I got at Resource Thrift, and it was $3. And it's like a kind of like a silky fabric, and it has a tiny leopard print, just tiny black and white leopard print. And that's very cute. I've worn this once or twice, so I think twice so far. I'll put both of those outfits, but I still haven't quite put it together with an outfit where I was like, yes, this is it, you know? And then last thing is this dress. This was in my, actually, I have one more dress. What did I do with it? I'll have to go get it. This was in my sewing video. It's that Lily Lily Morgan dress, which I've since discovered comes from Giant Tiger. This was like, I don't know. I can't remember now. It was probably about $5. You can't do that. Fucker. This dress, which was in my sewing video, it has like a cute little bell sleeve on it. Not like anything super exaggerated, but enough to be like noticeable. And I just altered it a little bit. I shortened it and rehemmed it. Another one where I have worn it, but I wasn't like thrilled with the outfit, so you can look out for that again in my YouTube shorts or on my TikTok when I do style it again. But yeah, there's that. That's, and I also have, just give me a sec, I'm gonna, okay, I have this dress, which was also in my sewing video, and I just added I cut off the bottom of the sleeve and added it to under the arms, just so it would fit my boobs and my waist a little bit better. But it's such a cute dress. And this was, I think, $4. Also at Mission Thrift. And I do need to add like a little, maybe like a snap or one of those hook closures. Just on the button right here. There's like a big space between the buttons. And it still puckers, even though like it fits well now, it still puckers a little bit. So yeah, I'm gonna add like a little snapper or something there just so that it's like stays, I don't know, it stays shut, like, you know, stuff. Yeah, so that's everything for today. I don't actually, I have probably enough stuff to do one more video this winter. I don't know when I'll be getting back out to Thrift because I actually haven't been in quite a while. Financially, things are like not really the best for me right now. I had to go to the food bank this month and just, you know, like stuff. That was actually like really eye-opening for me, because like growing up, my family was quite poor and we did use the food bank like quite often, but and I don't really know what it was like then, but I kind of had like different expectations for it, and it was sort of a rude awakening, to be honest, and really like made me realize that even with resources like that, that's why there's still people who are hungry, because they're not good enough. So for two of us, for my child and myself, the amount of food that I was able to bring home for a month was just like not enough. It's just not enough. And if I didn't have like stockpiled canned stuff and like rice and flour and things like that, and I didn't have meat in my freezer, we would be going without a lot of stuff. Like I would probably be not eating, and Thorin would be eating. There were like you can take unlimited fruit or vegetables. They didn't have any fruit actually, but you could take unlimited vegetables, but it was all like rotting. So you can have unlimited of it, but like what you could find that you could actually take home was very limited, if that makes sense to you. And then like you can take unlimited bread. I don't know if that's like all the time or just like sometimes when they have surplus. But like obviously unless you have somewhere to preserve it, like a freezer, that's not actually gonna last you, especially because the bread that they have is already like expiring or expired. So it's not like it's gonna last you for a whole month unless you can like freeze it or something. But yeah, I got like maybe 5 canned items, and I was able to like salvage 1 bag of vegetables. And yeah, like honestly, it was just a little like, oh, yeah. And then they had no personal care items. So like if you had your period or you didn't have any shampoo or like soap or anything like that, like they had absolutely nothing for you. There was just nothing there. It was just sad. They allotted us 1 single bag of milk. If you're in the US, you have like probably those plastic jugs of milk. Here we have like bags, which is like about a liter, maybe less than a liter. I'm not sure the exact amount. But yeah, just concerning. So I am fortunate. I had been like buying extra rice and things like that when it was on sale, and usually if meat is on sale, I'll buy extra of it. My mom gave me some meat, and she gave me some like cans of pasta sauce. And honestly, like I could, like my parents are pretty supportive, so I could go to them. But if I was in a situation where I had no support at all, and the only thing I had to rely on was the food bank, I would be fucked. So if you do have extra, consider sharing that extra with others. Like times are really hard right now for a lot of people. I just started a Facebook group for my county, and it's just to share like resources, share food and things like that. It's not a buy and sell. It's strictly like if you have extra of something, you post it, and then people who need it can get it, and like vice versa. I just kind of feel like we need to come together as communities right now to just help each other out. So I called the Facebook group Sharing is Caring. Maybe you can think about doing something similar in your area. Yeah, that's basically all I have to say. Yeah, but maybe in a couple months. I am now on long-term disability, so there's just a gap between like my payments and stuff, and once that's kind of sorted out, I will have not like an excess of money, but enough that I can occasionally indulge in my thrifting hobby and share what I find with you guys. If there's anything else that you would like to see from me in terms of YouTube content, let me know, like, because I don't really know what people would want from me, if anything. I have no idea, so you can let me know. I would really appreciate that. Yeah, that's everything. Thank you so much for watching. It like actually means so much to me. You have no idea. And yeah, share what you can with the people around you. Okay, bye.